He danced for me and then did that. Part 1. A night that promised nothing. What is domination? Many imagine leather masks, whips, and cold commands. But domination isn't always about pain or punishment. Sometimes it's just about power, about the feeling of taking control while someone else willingly lets go. For some it brings arousal, for others comfort. But can control also be a way to feel intimacy? Hi, my name is Mia. I worked as a webcam model for 2 years. During that time, I heard everything, from vanilla fantasies to things you'd wish you'd never learnt. Each evening felt like pressing random. You never knew who would appear with what face, what fetish, or what pain. And then came Lars, my first what the hell that turned into, damn, why are you so adorable? He was only 23. Yes, 23. And me, over 30. But he didn't care. A MILF fetish? Probably. But it was more than that. We met on Halloween night. I was surrounded by fake spiders, skulls, and cobwebs. And he entered my room and typed something like, "You look like a witch who could steal a soul. Please steal mine." And I laughed. He wasn't like the others. Light, funny, easy to talk to. We could talk for hours about movies, games, even politics. He was the kind of guy who made time disappear. I worked night shifts. We were in the same time zone. You know what time his job started? 8 a.m. And he stayed with me online until 6. At first I thought, romantic, then devoted. Then I realized this was obsession. He didn't just join my room. He never left. Even when I was in private sessions with others, he stayed, watching, waiting. He swore he wasn't jealous. He just wanted to be close. But it started to scare me. At some point, he began fantasizing about a wedding. Him in a violet tie, me in a white dress, spring, flowers, and I didn't laugh. Because it felt good to be with him. We played Battleship, charades. He danced for me in a firefighter costume. A little chubby, yes, but so charming and playful I couldn't stop laughing. He wasn't just a client. He was my person in some alternate universe. But one day, he did something I didn't expect, and everything changed. Part 2. The fantasy that broke the illusion. Some people experience a unique kind of arousal from a symbolic merging with their own body. It's an act of self-acceptance, a way to feel in control, or, on the contrary, to surrender. In psychological literature, this behavior is sometimes referred to as a self-focused kink, where pleasure comes not from a partner, but from crossing internal boundaries and confronting shame. Sometimes it reflects a desire to blur the line between what's dirty and what's acceptable, to explore the forbidden in a safe context. In a relationship, it may be seen as an act of trust, an extreme form of openness, not physical but emotional. And maybe the boundaries of what's normal are just fear. Fear of admitting what truly turns us on. Usually, private sessions followed a simple pattern. A request, a reaction, a finish. But with Lars, it was different. We didn't build a performance, we built a connection. That's why, when he started suggesting little role-play ideas. I wasn't alarmed. He wasn't dominant. On the contrary, sometimes he wanted me to give him instructions, simple ones. Take off your shirt. Dance, turn around. Then came New Year's Eve, and he wanted something new, something I had never done before. He started with a dance, his signature firefighter routine, as he called it, waving his belt around, laughing when I clapped. He was having fun. So was I. I thought that was it. But then, at the end of the dance, he dropped his underwear, came closer to the camera, and did something I didn't expect. He masturbated, and when he finished, he ate his own semen, with a look of bliss on his face. Completely aware, completely deliberate, I froze. No reaction, no movement, just me, the screen, and him, fully present in that moment. I didn't judge, but something shifted inside me, not because he was wrong, but because I couldn't see him the same way anymore. His youth, his charm, his silly dances, all of it blurred into that final frame. He wasn't the sweet guy who dreamed of a spring wedding. He became a reminder of how far loneliness can push a person. We kept talking. I even tried convincing myself that nothing had changed. But my body knew better. When he messaged me, I smiled. But inside, I felt numb, and he sensed it. He started asking for more, messaging more, and I replied less. Then he made one more request. The last one. He asked to meet. Part 3. The first and the last time. I hesitated for a long time. Meeting a member was forbidden, by the site rules, the agency, and by my own boundaries. But Lars didn't ask to meet for sex. He just wanted to be near me, and with him, everything felt different. He was obsessed. Every day in the chat, every night in my room, every break in my inbox. After that New Year's moment, I no longer saw him as someone I wanted, but he was still something more than a fan, a friend, a little brother, a soul looking for a lifeline. He dreamed of seeing me in real life, and I knew how much it meant to him. So I agreed. One evening, no promises, no future. We met at a bar. He arrived early, purple tie, clean shirt, nervous smile, and a tiny box in his hand. Inside, a silver pendant and a coin. For luck, he whispered. I saw his hands trembling, and my heart sank a little. He talked. A lot. Politics, history, tech. Long words, fast phrases. I didn't understand everything, but I listened, and I liked it. He was smart, very. Underneath the weight and awkwardness lived a man with charisma. He made me laugh. He made me think. We didn't touch. It wasn't that kind of meeting. It was two people from different worlds, seeing each other for real. He offered to help with my English. I smiled, said maybe, but I knew this would be our only meeting. He had fallen too far into my digital world, and I needed to set him free. After I left the site, I cut all contact. Maybe it was harsh, but I believe it was the right thing to do. He messaged a few more times. No anger, no demands, just how are you? And I didn't reply, because I wanted him to return to his real life. to believe in himself again, to move on. I hoped that evening gave him confidence, that he saw himself the way I saw him. Interesting, funny, thoughtful, worth knowing. And the pendant and coin? Still with me. Sometimes I hold them and think, I hope you're happy, really, because sometimes the kindest thing we can give someone is the strength to let go. Have you ever had to walk away not because you didn't care, but because you wanted them to finally be free?